So hello lovely people, I hope you are all okay on this lovely Tuesday. I had an unexpected day off due to the early rains, so I can't complain, and I thought I'd come up and take the opportunity to see what the rain's brought. And already there's loads of bluebells that I'm starting to see, and I hope the quality is alright for you guys. So we've got Wild Sea Amputee over on Twitch, Back Garden Bushcraft, hope you're doing well Tom, Bearded Adventurer, Paul Liddle, Apache Pilot. We've also got Chief Scout Outdoors over on YouTube, and I see quite a few of you other guys sat there watching, and I hope you're all doing well. So as you can see from the title, today we're just having a little walk, and I'm actually scouting the local environment, looking for kind of any signs of fungi life, and in particular the Morel mushroom, which has eluded me for years. So it would be great to find one today, especially with you guys along. But it's just going to be nice to have a little woodland walk, share the view with you guys, get you outside even if you're stuck indoors, and yeah, it should be a really nice time with you all. Hello brother, Bearded Adventurer Jordan, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're all doing well, in fact. It's been quite wet recently, so not many opportunities to get out, so when you do get a chance, it's nice to jump out.
Stuck at work.
Oh, Paul, I hate work. I think we all do.
Would complement this magnificent find.
If found, what meal would complement this magnificent find? So, I would be tempted to cook up some venison backstraps with it. Just some morels, onion, probably a splash of red wine, and yeah, make a little jus with the morel mushrooms. I think that would be ideal. So I'm just hiking up this hill at the moment, so I'm in a bit more flatter ground where we can start having a little exploration. But I'll just take you guys for a bit of a walk today, and if there's anything you guys see that you want me to point out, do let me know. There's also the giveaway on Twitch side going on, so anyone who's just joined, you can type in !giveaway. You will be entered, or it'll bring you to a link where you can enter into the giveaway page. You get your first 2 tickets for free, and the other 3 tickets out of a maximum of 5 you can earn by watching Twitch. You just have to watch the channel. And that is for a Baerskin hoodie. It's a Coyote brown in medium size, although I can probably change the sizing, so that's not too much of an issue. Also, I just got a notification, RH Wild Camping. Thank you so much for following, buddy. I really do appreciate that. I really appreciate you coming over to Twitch. If there is any of you guys on the YouTube platform at the moment, you can always join Twitch for free. It allows you to enter some more giveaways that I'm running on the Twitch side. You also get access, hopefully, to some custom emotes, some cool little fun channel points and like redemptions that you can spend to make me light fires at random points on my walks and stuff like that, obviously safely, but it's fun little tasks. You can redeem the channel points to ask me to drop a tip on deer stalking or do a bath on my wrap or whatever, so it'll be quite a fun little laugh and a good way to be interactive. So that's over on Twitch. All you got to do is download the application if you're on mobile and set up an account. It's free. It'll always be free to watch on YouTube as well, but it's nice to grow that platform. So if you are on YouTube, definitely think about coming over to Twitch. You get some cool little bonuses. So you can see the squirrels have been busy getting all the last remnants of these sweet chestnuts. They've been opening up the last kind of ones that they've been storing for winter. So there's loads of scuff marks here. It's really disturbed ground, and that's actually a good sign for fungi because it starts to kind of kickstart them fruiting. I'm just looking for any areas where I can see evidence of mycelium, which is the white kind of carpet growth in this underlayer. And the one thing with morels is they have a texture which blends so well into this kind of leaf litter material. So, you know, there could even be one just hidden here. You wouldn't see it because it would look like the skeletal kind of remains of a leaf. What sort of area would I try to spot morels? So I guess I just touched in that kind of, well, touched on that note now, but it's kind of it's one of those things. They do prefer hardwood areas, but the problem is here especially there's a kind of a mixture of hardwood and pine. So I know people who have found them up in this woodland have found them in this kind of sweet chestnut area and a little bit further. So I'm really going off of local tips and knowledge as to where other people have spotted them, but they can really crop up anywhere, and it can be quite a task finding them. They are very elusive. I mean, the bottoms of hedgerows are always a good place to start looking. They do like places where there's been fires. So if you've had any campsites in hardwood areas where you've been burning hardwood, that's always a good place to have a little look in that kind of area. But again, the mycelium or the spores have to be there. So they're not just going to pop up because you put some charcoal in an area. Benny Bushcraft. Hi mate, hope you're well. Hope you're well too, buddy. I am doing fantastic, thank you. Roman Prepper, fireworks to everyone. I went over the weekend to see the Scarlet Sarcocyphal, but the other day there was snow and no mushrooms were visible. Oh, I'm sorry, Roman Prepper. Yeah, at the moment I haven't seen any fungi life. As I'm walking, I'm just having a little look at the edges of the paths, having a look up on these kind of high peaks, and just really trying to take it steady and see if I can see any kind of cap or fungi growth. But so far it's quite quiet on the mushroom front, and I'm not sure if that's because of how wet it's been. You know, maybe that's delayed it a little while. Morning Jack Whiskey, hope you're doing well, buddy. Thank you for tuning in. Wild Sea Amputee, quick question mate. Have I listened to Tom McDonald? His rapping reminds me of you and vice versa. Tom McDonald, I have a feeling I've heard one of his tracks, but I will listen to him after this stream, and then next stream I'll get back to you on what I think. I have a funny feeling I've got him in my liked playlist on Spotify, but I'm not sure what song it would be. But thank you so much for the suggestion. I always like finding new artists. What happened with the slurry you made with the morel? So at present there's nothing. I'm just watching out because the wind's picking up quite a lot, and a branch just fell about 100 meters in front of me, so I'm just keeping an eye out above as I walk. Morel slurry, there is some mycelium in the bark areas that I spread it. Whether that's the mycelium from morels or not is yet to be seen. But hopefully, fingers crossed. I mean, they can take a good few years to establish that mycelium base before anything fruits up, so only time will tell. But so far it looks like there's some good signs of activity anyway. Saw some lovely shaggy ink caps the other day. Oh, that's fantastic. Shaggy ink caps are a great mushroom, and when they come up, they do definitely make a display mess. And I believe, in fact, that was harvested for actual ink for quite some time. I think in some cases it still is, obviously, but what a cool find. I think they're edible, but I'm not too sure on that. It's not something that I'd be too appetized to eat, although I might be convinced otherwise. So you can see it's a really lovely kind of mixed bag of woodland here. Really, really nice. There's actually a few, again, sweet chestnuts mixed in amongst these Scots pines. There's a few spruce in here as well, but the wind is absolutely whipping, and I hope it's not coming through the microphone too much. Look on the ground, they hide under the leaves and can be on dead wood. Colours like the foliage. Yes, absolutely. I mean, one of the biggest things with morels is, like, cropping up. So I'm just trying to scan and see if I can see that hexagonal pattern. Natural valley where there's a bit more shelter, so we'll take a little stroll down here, and not only will it give anything fruiting down here some protection, but also give you and me a bit of protection from that wind, so hopefully the microphone noise won't be too much. But hey, I don't think the signal like that, so I'm going to get back out of that divot. Woody Slim, thank you so much for following. I just got that notification. I really do appreciate it. There is a giveaway, as you can see, people in chat are firing away the command for. If you enter that, there's a chance to win a Baerskin V5 hoodie. You can enter about 5 times, I think, is the maximum amount of tickets you can buy. And of course the tickets are free, you just have to watch the stream and you get your first 2 entries free. Any of you guys who have already entered, you can type in !points in the chat to see how many points you've got. And then you'll be able to keep track of when you can buy another ticket to max out your 5 tickets. Hi Liam, hi Mum, hope you're doing well, thanks for tuning in. Primal Mum in the chat, guys. All say hello if you want. I once pulled a few shaggy ink caps in a mason jar and watched them for 2 weeks as they went through their delinquents process. Safe to say I never opened the jar due to the stench. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I bet that had gone on some very strong and potent journey. So you probably made a very good stink bomb there. But I guess that would be an amazing experience. It'd be cool to see a time lapse of that. Maybe it could be something you could do as a short in the future if you ever find some again. That's awesome though, Jack Whiskey. So again, I'm just kind of keeping an eye out as I walk. It's hard to display what I'm looking at while I walk, although the camera's on my shoulder. But I'm just kind of scouting along this undergrowth in this kind of area around here. Just trying to see if there's anything nestled in, and it can be, again, just a case of that it's a bit too early at the moment to get anything poking through the foliage. There's not too much visible mycelium, but again, that just is evidence that it hasn't been disturbed too recently, but it doesn't mean that it's not there. although you do find in piney kind of areas slightly different fungi life. A lot of amethyst deceivers in this woodland anyway. They crop up quite commonly in amongst these Scots pines. There's the wild blaeberry. So this is similar to a wild blueberry and a wild bilberry, not blibberry. So similar to a wild blueberry and a wild bilberry, but it's actually called the blaeberry. So it's a unique plant, fruits, and has a lovely berry that has very low sugar content, or low glycemic sugar levels. So good for people with diabetes, I believe, although do a little bit of research on that. But you can just start to see here, they're coming to flower, which then will become the point for the fruit. So really nice to see, although these get chewed on very quickly by the deer and local badger population. Also called a winberry up in Wales. A winberry. Thank you, Mum. That's amazing. Every day. Apache pilot. I've dried some fly agaric and made little ornaments with them in a glass frame. Oh, that's incredible. What a lovely idea. I really love seeing when people do things with little crafts using woodland materials, or you know, like pressing butterflies that they found dead or wildflowers. I always love that kind of thing. So drying out some mushrooms and making a little frame is a great idea. I'll have to do one for Polypore Productions. You always look around ash trees popping up through the leaf litter after warm rain between now and early May. Yeah, that's a good idea actually. Cool, you can see how windy that is, guys. It's whipping around here today, but thankfully the rain's stopping. There's quite a good bend on some of these pines. Testament to their strength actually. It's actually starting to bring in a little bit of rain, which isn't too bad. I've got a waterproof jacket with me and I've got a waterproof cover on my camera, so horses love windberries too, and skylarks love to nest in them. That's amazing. The skylark is one of summer's best birds, definitely Apache pilot. Look at this, guys. You can see all the bells on this log here. It's a huge shame that this is just laying here, to be honest. It's a carpenter's dream, I can imagine. A lot of amazing bell wood. You could just, you know, imagine some of the patterning inside of there. There's a kind of bit of a cross section of some. What a beast. And you can see, even as big as it was, that heartwood was strong as anything. Really good quality. So it's surprising that it failed or came down, but who knows the story behind this one.
I struggle to find some fatwood in my local area. Be a cracking round table.
I wish I lived near some pines. I struggle to find fatwood in my local area. Oh, William, yeah, 100%. Fatwood is prevalent where there's pines, but if there's no pines, you're out of luck 100%. I mean, I'm more than happy to send you some with that patch, because you still need to send me your address actually, so I can get that over to you. I did email back, but haven't heard back from you. So if you fire that over, I'll send you some fatwood along with it, and then you will have plenty to practice with, because you don't need loads of fatwood, as you see before, or as you can see on some videos. There's plenty of material there when you dust it up and get a good fibrous kind of bunch. Would be a cracking round table, Ryan, 100%, buddy. I'm just going to have a little look through this area. This looks quite promising. There's quite a lot of ground disturbance here. It looks like some deer have come on straight through here. There's been squirrels sat there eating. You can see this natural trail. So it's again a nice place to, I'll point the camera down at the ground, because that's where my eyes are. I'm just taking a slow little walk to see what I can spot, if anything. And I do think I'm probably a little bit early at the moment. Some more branches falling off around me. This just came down, it's nothing too much, but you wouldn't want anything much bigger than that. But again, here you can see there's loads of moss, loads of undergrowthy kind of material. This bracken is giving some great protection, so I wouldn't be surprised if there's some fungi or mushroom activity popping up in here. It's just about keeping your eyes open. I love these kind of walks. And you can see again, something's been coming through here and going under that area there, using it as a little game trail. I sent it, mate replied about an hour ago. That would be amazing if you could. William, no problem, buddy. I will get that sent over to you with your patch. Thank you so much for getting that back to me. I want to make sure everyone gets their prizes from the streams. Summertime, all these dips be good for penny buns. Yeah, I can imagine actually. Maybe we'll have to hook up Apache and go on a little mushroom forage sometime. That would be great. Because you're really up to scratch with your mushrooms, and it's something that I'm still learning, and that's why I'm keen to come out and do these kind of walks with you guys and just have a little look at what we can find. I mean, if we don't find anything, that's not a loss either, because it's all adding to the backup of knowledge about when to come out, what you can expect to find in certain seasons or after a wet season. It might just be that little bit too cold at the moment. But I'd imagine with all the dampness we have had, when it does get going, we're going to have a good year for fungi and mycelium. The one thing I will note actually is that I'm quite near some rhododendron, and rhododendron can be quite devastating to the environment. They leach a toxin out. So yes, probably could be a contributor as to why we're not seeing too much. But I did just see on this birch over here, and considering we're out looking for fungi, it'd be rude not to show it to you guys. There's some potential turkey tail here. It could be false turkey tail, but worth having a little look at. If I take one of these younger little bits, it's got an open pore, open spongy kind of pore texture, but it's very young, it's very dry, this, even despite how young it is. But again, really, really nice. And if it is Trametes versicolor, which I think it is, it looks like a turkey's tail. The feathers on a turkey's tail, it's got this kind of marbling effect. Versicolor is again indicating to the changing colours, Trametes being the lines. So Trametes versicolor, giving it its name, but a very good medicinal fungi if it is as well. But like I said, there are false turkey tails, so it's always good to scratch up on ID.
Made tea from what I think was turkey tail. Just tasted of dirt long.
You made tea from what you think was turkey tail, just tasted of dirt. Yeah, I don't think they're the best tasting mushroom. I don't think many are, to be honest. I think they have their distinctive tastes and they accompany things well, but I think it's the medicinal properties that make us put up with them, right? I know when I had chaga tea, I wasn't too impressed. I'm not too impressed by most teas, to be honest, or hot drinks. So, yeah, chaga tea was definitely an experience. I thought I saw a puffball there, but I found a golf ball, so that's quite funny. There is in fact a golf course just over here, so I'll probably throw that back over the boundary. They can do with it more than the woodland. There's a nice open part of the woodland here. The few squirrels around. Vix Forager, thank you so much for following. I really do appreciate it. Hope you're having a lovely day. I'm just actually out on a bit of a morel kind of hunt, seeing if they're up yet, seeing if there's much fungi life up. I'm throwing that golf ball back into the golf course there. And yeah, we're just taking a little walk. Rickstar NG, thank you so much for following as well. Really appreciate it. I appreciate you coming in. What do I use for live streaming? So I've built myself a bit of a broadcast backpack. It's a Bella box setup, so it bonds multiple cellular connections, so loads of kind of mobile hotspots together, which allows me to send this back to a streaming computer and then broadcast it to you guys live. So yeah, a bit complicated, but very similar to the Live View Solo or the IRL kind of backpack, but just a kind of more consumer friendly budget way of doing it. But if you do want to see any stuff about Bella Box, maybe in the future I can do a little video about that as well. Just loaded up Twitch and set it up. Well, thank you so much, Vix. I really do appreciate it. Talking of squirrels, do I ever clock any red ones? So wild sea amputee, I don't actually. It's a shame. They used to be prolific in this woodland. I know my dad's day, that was all that was here. Not all, but you know, 80% of the squirrels you saw would have been red squirrels. And then getting nearer my kind of birth, they were really on their last legs. So unfortunately not. We're in fact probably the closest to the invasion of the grey squirrels in the UK. I'm about 3 or 4 miles away from where they were introduced to the UK. So as you can imagine, we were probably the first to get eradicated of the reds, which again, very unfortunate because they're such a beautiful native species. But hopefully their reintroduction does well, although we're starting to get black squirrels more and more so around this area now, so they're taking over from the greys.
Hi, pal.
Personally only seen them in the Lake District in Scotland. Yes, yeah, again, likewise. It's been a while since I've seen them. I think the last time I saw them was again up near Northumbria somewhere. We drove through a woodland and it's got signs everywhere saying, you know, slow down, red squirrel habitat. So we did see quite a few, which was nice. Hello Nigel Outdoors, I hope you're doing well. Sorry about the low network just now quickly. I know there's a warning up on your screen explaining it, but it's still nice to relay back to you that I'm on the ball and aware of the issues. I think actually I'm going to keep walking down towards a different part of the woodland. I'm going to go through an area that I used to access quite often with my 4x4. It was a byway open to all traffic, and unfortunately now that's been closed off. Just another one of our kind of rights of access, but that one byway had been open since the Doomsday, way before the Doomsday Book.
How's the hunt going?
Penrith, area is great for reds. I need to go back up to that area and actually spend some time. Every time I'm in Penrith, I seem to just be passing by. And I always stop at Penrith Castle. There's a McDonald's opposite there, so it's a good place to grab a refreshment, go to the bathroom, wash up and stuff. So yeah, I always stop, but never for too long, so I should really explore that area. Hey, OT Biscuits, you did make it to the stream. How's the hunt going? It's not going too bad. I'm just walking along this sandy path at the moment, heading to a different patch of woods. But I noticed here there's a bit of digging. I was curious as to that, but I think it's definitely little kids. I can see some tiny little boot prints in there. as I'm sure you can. But I just thought I'd take a stroll into a different bit of habitat. But this is actually drawing my eye again. It's quite open, sheltered. Mainly sweet chestnut in this area, which isn't the best. But it's still nice to see what's on the ground. They have them down on Brownsea Island in Poole. I've been lucky to see them there. That's incredible. Nice when species get kind of isolated on islands like that. In fact, it's very similar with deer. Deer species. There's two species that can interbreed, and that's the Japanese sika deer and the native English red deer. The problem then being that obviously when Japanese sika deer meet red deer, they interbreed, they create a kind of a hybrid deer species essentially, and by doing so the native population of red deer become less and less common, which is a big shame. Because as you can imagine, once they're gone genetically, they're fully gone. We won't ever get those original red deer species back. So yeah, it is a big shame. But there's some islands out on the Outer Hebrides that have kept their native red deer species. So those genetics are protected. It might be only a matter of time, because of course deer can swim, so dependent on if the sika deer are feeling brave or not, obviously they might then hybridize eventually. So yeah, it's nice when things get isolated on islands, I think. Penrith is the last time you saw a red, and it was a Centre Parks, weirdly. Wild Sea amputee. That's amazing. Maybe I'll have to take Ellie on a Centre Parks trip. Real Surrey vibes here, man. Beautiful. Yeah, Apache Pilot, it is lovely. This woodland, although this part is a replanted woodland, that is only due to a big fire that happened here in the late kind of 60s, I believe. So as unfortunate as that was, it has given us this incredible contrast between a really nice hardwood down in that kind of neck, and then this neck of the woods is real kind of pine. It is plantation, but it's not too linear, and it has been fairly well managed, so I can't complain. So I'm just noticing that my signal is decreasing even further. So I'm going to just turn back this way a few hundred feet, probably about 150 foot, and then hang a different direction into the woods. That way I can take a little bit of a walk back to where I've got a bit more of a stable connection. So I do. I'm just quickly going to have a little peek here as well, where there's been some previous forestry work. There's a squirrel right on that pine tree there. He's looking over at us. Hello, fella. Hello. You're going to scramble right up? Yeah, he's gone. I just wanted to have a little, in this area I saw a bit of disturbance, what I thought was some mycelium, and I think it is, but I think it's just a bit too early again. That kind of white jelly material. all over this stump. So definitely something cropping up, but I think again just a little bit too early. Let's see if we're back. I do apologise if so if I am live, I'm just so you just have to bear with me a little while until this all updates on my end. Let's see if we're back. I think we're back. Trials and tribulations with this. So thank you for your patience, guys. Yeah, I do apologise, guys. That was a little bit hectic, so I will not go to that neck of the woods again. We've written that part off. I think what it is there's some overhead power cables that run, they were about 100 meters in front of me. So I think the nearer I got to that, it was getting considerably worse. Right, I appreciate your patience, guys. I've just swapped scenes over to the chat view, so you shouldn't keep getting the flick back between the low network warning. So I do apologise if it pixelates a little while. Yeah, for a moment there I was worried that the little streaming computer had actually turned off. But I think it was just I'd lost connection to the kind of cloud remote. Oh yes, we're back at higher ground, Chief Scout. We are back in action. So I'm just refreshing all of my tabs on this application that I use for controlling my stream. Give the legs a good blast, eh, mate? Oh yes, yeah, 100%. It's a good little workout. But I think we're back to some good connection now, which is great. And we've actually found a really nice little spot here. Loads of moss, leaf litter. Again, some ferns popping up through, so there's definitely warmth in the ground, but whether there's enough for any fungi, we really haven't seen much today, so I do apologise. But it's a good learning experience for all of us to know that, you know, considering it's been too wet, considering it's been so wet, the temperature has probably just been held back a tiny little bit. So that was kind of pointing out at me. That's definitely a cap of some sort. There we are. First bit of fungi, and it is very, very old and mottled. We'll pull that out on its little tuft. So you can see first two little caps there. And it's actually grown out of a pine cone, which is, that's a little bit of art, that, isn't it? I like that. I'm going to take a photo. I love that. That's so cute. Nice little scene. What do you reckon, guys? I think that's quite cute. So that's nice. It shows how taking your time and walking, I mean, that's such a tiny little thing, but when you take your time and scan, you can pick these things out, but there's no hope in IDing that. I'm loving being out with you on this walk. I'm sat at the seafront in the sunshine and also in the woods. It's quite amazing, really. Chief Scout, I'm so glad you're enjoying it, buddy, and that's what it's all about, allowing any of you guys who aren't able to be out in the woods to come along, have a little bit of a walk with me, chat. It's nice to get out and have a chat with you guys. Really is. It's good to keep each other company. Found a nice crop of jelly ears at camp last weekend. Weird things to behold. Paul Liddell, yeah, definitely they are very funky looking fungi. But surprisingly a delicacy. I remember actually when Tom, Back Garden Bushcraft, great channel guys, so go check him out on YouTube. But Tom from Back Garden Bushcraft, he found some jelly ears and then he got back home. I remember him telling me this story, and his brother was just back from, I think, Vietnam, and he was saying, oh no, you should have harvested them. He would have fried them up as a delicacy. So next time you see some, Paul, definitely grab some and have a look at some Vietnamese or Thai dishes that might be suitable for it. I'm still yet to do that. Thailand, there we are, see? Vietnam was completely wrong. Similar area, I think. You found some growing in your woods yesterday. That's fantastic. I hope your woodland's doing well, considering we've had all this wet weather. I was in Vietnam now. See, there we are. I wasn't too far. I keep thinking I'm seeing little caps, but it's actually just the bottoms or the little shreds here of sweet chestnut, where squirrels have been obviously up in the branches above chewing them and dropping them down. It's quite nice actually to see how prolific they are. I saw a bit of red there, but it's just a holly berry. Yes, absolutely, yeah, always give them a little flick when you find them. Spread those spores around. That's one of the big important things of you know, foraging mushrooms. We don't want to over harvest, and we don't want to take the, you know, the spores away from the natural environment. So if we can do anything we can to help spread them, even if we're not foraging, it's definitely beneficial to the woodland. See, this kind of bank, I'd expect to start seeing some things, and especially under these kind of areas, you know, that's a kind of perfect little nesting ground in here for some mushrooms, and that's why again they're so overlooked quite often, a lot of wild fungi, because they crop up in some little funny little places. So when you see places that draw your eye, just go and have a little investigate. If you don't find anything, it's at least training your eye as to what that kind of habitat looks like, so then you can see what stands out and what's out of the ordinary when there is something there. I think that's part of the journey of tracking. I've always been really interested in tracking and following game trails, looking for wild forageables, and it's kind of just trying to learn what's regular and what this kind of environment looks like, or this kind of habitat, and then what stands out, what's pointing me to a decision that that's not natural. And again, mushroom hunting is kind of similar, because you're trying to look out for really a needle in the haystack when you're doing this kind of thing. So there's a dog walker just coming, guys. So I am just going to put the camera pointed down, just out of courtesy for this woman. So if you give me 1 second, guys. It's always nice not to point a camera in someone's face. Hi there.
Hiya.
How are you?
Good.
Good. There we are, guys. I'll move you back up. Same here, raised up, looking at the ground from an early age from my granddad. Yes, Apache Pilot, it's one of those things, isn't it? When you've grown up doing something, it can seem quite natural, but it is a really good skill to have, just being able to slow down and kind of look around your feet and glance off into the kind of foreground. And you know, sometimes even I overlook things. I can be with someone and they'll spot something that I haven't. Depends what angle you're looking at it from, but slowing down generally helps. Just wondering, have you ever done anything with gorse? I want to, but the evil spikes put me off. Lovely to see in early spring though. I haven't done too much with gorse. I've harvested the flowers. I have wanted to make a tonic with the gorse flowers as well, but I've never actually got around to that. But no, it is a very, very vicious plant with its long and thin and quite sturdy spikes. And I think it does put quite a lot of people off. It's, you know, very good defense for itself. I'm just venturing down into this gully and going to see if the signal maintains. But if it doesn't, then we'll rectify from there. Back garden bushcraft, mate, it's stunning at the moment. Wood anemones, purple orchids, bluebells, lesser celandine, ramsons and bluebells everywhere. That's fantastic, and that sounds like an incredible woodland array. Lesser celandine, I'm sure you can eat the root of that. Am I correct, Tom? I'm sure you can, so that's great. Purple orchids, a very beautiful flower. Very, very beautiful. Spikes off the gorse have been used for primitive fishing rigs. Yes, good point. Yep, good shout. I know hawthorn's a very good one for that as well. Blackthorn be a very good one with how sharp it is. So I hope you guys are enjoying this little woodland walk. I'm just going to keep going along this ridge here because I'm getting a good view left and right, and I'm getting a really nice view of that kind of bank over there. So I'm just, as I'm walking, glancing up and down this bank, and then I'm kind of looking in this drop off this bank here as well. So I'm getting a really good amount of ground covered by walking along this ridge, and you're able to see down on habitat, which you probably normally would be looking up at. So it does give us that benefit, and that's again a very kind of promising look See if I fall down here, get some outtakes. And again, we can already see some fungi here. I'm not sure what that is, but it's got a really, really pale underside. It's obviously been exposed to the weather quite a lot. And yeah, definitely a big old bracket starting to go in there. But it's on a pine, so it'd be something that likes that kind of habitat. But that's a great sign, some rotting wood here. So again, a lot of food for mycelium in this kind of area. So one to look out for in the next coming months.
Used to have blackthorn in the garden.
Currently in bed, so this is a welcome outing. It's great too.
Exclamation.
Oh, I'm really glad. I'm really, really glad. I'm sorry that you're not. Oh, I hope it's not because you're ill, but if it's just because you're chilling, then I'm glad you're chilling and I hope you enjoy the relax. But if you're feeling unwell and that's why you're in bed, hope you start to feel better soon.
Cool bird song, lovely to hear.
Yes, there's some really nice bird song. I love the sounds of the woods. I love the ambience that you get when I'm walking through here. It's quite active for birds up here, which is still nice. You know, they're always darting around through these hollies around me. So I'm just probably going to finish off fairly soon as I get back towards civilization, but I'm going to take a bit of an extended walk down through this kind of holly area and then along the side of some fields where there's some good hedgerows that have been well protected from the weather, and we might actually find that that's had a bit of a kickstart in the kind of fungi cycle. So let's have a little investigate of that together. See you later, Mum. Thank you so much for tuning in, Mum of PN. I appreciate you tuning in and keeping an eye on all these ruffians in chat. I'm only joking. My prosthetic has been rubbing on my stump, so just taking a day off, it'll give it a break. If not, just try a little respite. Oh, bless you, mate. I really hope, yeah, you managed to get that sorted. That can't be a nice feeling at all. So, yeah, glad you're having a nice rest, and I'm glad I'm able to bring you this from the comfort of your own bed, and hopefully it's bringing you some well-deserved relaxation. I'm just taking a steady kind of stroll down through all of this undergrowth material, but again, not seeing too much pop up, but that's not too disheartening. It means there's still loads to come. I definitely can guarantee I haven't missed the Morel season, so balancing it is always a fine thing. Thank you for another great live stream, dude. Been like walking through the woods. Big up, Mum of the world, Mum of the world, mums of the world too. 100%, William. Yeah, big shout out to all the mums around the world, and thank you so much for tuning in, my man. I really do appreciate it. I will get your patch that you won on the last giveaway over to you very soon. And yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. And remember, guys, if you're over on YouTube and you do want to join Twitch, it's completely free to do so. You can then join in on future giveaways that are Twitch only. We can have some cool little channel point redemptions set up so that as you watch, you earn some little points. And just for fun, you can kind of do community challenges, so you can all put your points into a pot and then make me do something funny, or, you know, loads of different opportunities. You can, you know, spend 500 points to get me to explain a fact about deer stalking. There's some squirrels, and there is some fly-tipped tyres. That's disgusting, isn't it? That's horrible to see. you know what one of the worst things about that is that tyres leach 5 ppE, I think, or 5 dPE, which is a chemical that is so bad for aquatic life. And you know, they're dumped right here. I mean, who even brought them in here? For what reason? They're such a shame. Might have to try and get them out soon. That would be on the list, but no, awful. That's why we lose access to places, guys.
Horrid to see those tyres. Shameful.
Late to the party, haha, big ups Liam. Wish I was in the woods at the moment. Yeah, Tim, it would be lovely to, obviously lovely to have you here, mate. Sorry that you're not able to be here, but you know, this is why I do the stream, so you can come along despite the circumstances that are holding you back. Yeah, that is horrible to see those tyres, you know. I hate fly tipping so much. It's been brilliant how much we've been able to watch this stream, Liam. It's really working out well. I'm going to have to shoot. Had a really good day, fella, and it's been good catching up. Well, thank you so much, Chief Scout. Honestly, I really appreciate you tuning in, as I do with everyone. So thank you ever so much, mate. And I hope you have the best, I hope you have the best rest of the day. Looks like there's some badger activities there, guys. You just see there some badger sets. Let's have a little look from this side of the fence. Let's go to a big scene for you guys so you get to see the full picture. Yeah, definitely some badger. Look at that, you can see all that sandy soil here, that we're really rich in sand. You can see it's all been pulled out. It's either badgers or rabbits. I'm not going to get into this field because there's barbed wire fence here and I'd have to go all the way round. But lovely to see all that activity, and I do know in fact this bank here is fly garrick heaven when it comes to the season. I did just pass some gorse. There it is, in fact, the lovely yellow flower. And in fact, once this wind stopped, I'll grab one of these spikes. You can see just how sharp it is. It's a right prickler. Put some lovely flowers here. Have a little chew. Really nice. I tell you what, it's kind of like a cross between a, don't know, hazelnut and cucumber and wood sorrel. I know that's a really weird combination. Send me the grid, mate. I will do. I will, in fact, if you ever come down this neck of the woods, mate, I'll definitely take you there when they're cropping up. Lovely big field that. The farmer's going to have a bonfire soon. But it's a lovely spot, and you can see that bank over there. That is normally mushroom heaven and fungi heaven, and there's quite often some parasols in here. Shaggy parasols. They smell coconut, sorta. Yes, they do, Apache Pilot. And back on bushcraft, you always taste nuttiness. Yeah, it's kind of like a, literally like a hazelnutty kind of taste. Hard to explain. Hazelnut coconutty, definitely. It's nice to see all this birch. Plenty of birch bark there if you needed some, guys. I'm always on the lookout for pale spots in the fields. I thought there was something there, but it's just some fallen leaves. There seems to be some children up ahead. So again, when I get close, I'll point the camera down, guys. If they're not my children, and it's not fair for me to put them on camera. So if you just give me a second, I'll also cover the mic because it's high-pitched nightmareness. 1 second.
The other side of your hand. You're all out on your face, dude.
Go back here, guys. Bring the camera back up. Hopefully you should be able to see nice. Is that okay for you guys?
Well done, Liam. You really are a credit to this scene.
Awful to dump tyres like that. Don't worry too much about aquatic life though. The canal is filled with all tyres and
That's good.
life. Oh yeah, no. It sucks, doesn't it, really? You know, fly tipping, all of it. It's a shame what we're, or not us, but what some people are doing to the environment. Good on you for giving them some privacy. Well done, Liam, you really are credited to the scene. Oh, thank you guys. Yeah, it's important to, they're not my children and not fair for me to put them on camera. So I know it's school holidays and I'm in a public woodland, so you've got to respect people's privacy. We're just having a little walk down this this path was put here to protect some of this wetland environment. In fact, you can see there's a lot of sedge. Wherever you see sedge or this longer grass, very dark, sedge has got a kind of pithy middle to it. As we come up to some, I'll show you. But that's always an indication of wetland and marshes. And yeah, so whenever you see that, if you're hiking, you can see that in the distance, some darker kind of taller grass. It more than likely is sedge, so you're probably getting into a wet patch. But it's nice to not disturb that kind of natural tributary. It comes up through the woods. It's obviously a very hilly woodland, and as it comes down, it comes through this wetland, and then there's a few natural kind of ponds, and then it just filters into some kind of underground waterways that kind of come through the village in kind of culverted areas. So it's quite nice to make sure that that's for quite a while that was getting trodden and quite muddy. Now they've put this path in, it's a lot better. Tom, you've got to head off for a little bit. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you tuning in, my man. As you can see, you got a little diamond next to your name there. There's a progression of VIP badges getting handed out to me as I progress my streams on Twitch, so I'm handing them out to you guys, the viewers, who have all been here to tune into my first streams. So I will make sure as they keep getting awarded to my channel, I keep passing them out to you guys. But we won't tell anyone how good it is, so it is a shame, isn't it? That's kind of human, but some humans can be right nightmares. There was a National Trust woodland that I had around 200 tyres dumped start of lockdown. When a fuel dump truck of waste went there, they had to get the environmental people, and then it got set on fire. Oh my God. See, that's what happens, isn't it? It's you know, one person starts and another person adds to it, and then before you know, you got a whole dumping site, and like you said, then a big old fire to combat. So yeah, shame you can't just trust people. I'm not sure what's the cause of it. First time chat from viewer, Rizniv. Dang man, I wish we could get you better internet. Yes, I apologise, sorry. At the moment, the signal is probably not the best, but I'm about to head a little bit further back towards civilization, so the last little bit of this stream should be getting a little bit better in terms of connection, and I do appreciate you all tuning in and sticking with me. but unfortunately it's only going to be capable of speed 7 megaseconds. Which will probably be more consistent, but not too. So here we are, guys. There's a nice little view of some sheep and their lambs. Obviously it's lambing season at the moment, so won't be long until these obviously go off to butchers and go to our tables and what have you, but it's nice to see them while they are here, and it's necessary for the meat industry. This farm has always had sheep on it, so it's nice to see that tradition continue. And it is a farmland kind of owned by the community here, so it's a community farm. Not that the community work it, but it's something that the village want to maintain and make sure that we keep, because all too often do you get a developer say, oh yeah, we could fit a nice road or housing estate through there, and for what, you know? I think it's just perfect how it is. A man in the woods broadcasting isn't something I thought I'd ever see, so good on you. Well, thank you, mate. It's been hard to make sure it all came together, and I think as I progress and as this hopefully grows and, you know, maybe brings in some income through adverts on Twitch or however it does, I think I can then upgrade the internet packages that I've got. I can get some more mobile modems and really make sure that I can keep connection good for you guys. We can do some longer streams, and yeah, I think it's just going to progress into a really beautiful thing. So thank you to like literally every single one of you guys for tuning in, both on Twitch and on YouTube. And if you are on YouTube, you can always come over to Twitch and join in on the giveaway that is on Twitch. The next stream, which will be Friday, I'm going to be doing a giveaway, a set of giveaways on YouTube and Twitch as well. There'll be live little giveaways where you can win just by typing in the chat. We're going to do some patches and maybe some soaps as well. And then obviously on Sunday's stream, I'm going to have a Baerskin hoodie giveaway. So all of the tickets that you guys have been redeeming over on Twitch, by typing !giveaway, that will be the day for the draw, Sunday. So really excited. You should do a stream where you follow the stream to the source, a stream. I love that, dude. That's a really good idea. If I can find a river near me or a stream near me that's got some good mobile connection nearby, I will definitely do that, and we can see how far we can get up. I'll find a little tributary off a stream and we'll go from there. Yeah, they're putting in the South Hykeman, Lincoln South Ring Road part right past my house, Paul. Oh, that is awful. I'm really sorry. Really sorry that that's how it's going to be for you. I hate it when they make choices like that. They just seem to disregard a lot. But right, guys, I'm probably going to leave it there. You've all been absolutely fantastic. Time to get the OS maps out, mate. Get on your nav game. Literally. Yeah, 100%, mate. I will. I'll have a little look around and see what we can find. There's some nice little tributaries of the Ouse down this neck of the woods. And I was thinking, guys, let me know what you all think down in chat before you head off. I'm going to do some streams probably in the next few weeks where I was thinking of even going up into my local city. There's some really nice nature reserves up there, some different woodlands, some lake areas, and maybe I'll just do some IRL kind of walks around there, show you that kind of local area and see what local forageables we can find in different environments. There's some really good spots, and it would be nice to just go on some, you know, longer 2, 3, 4 hour walks, put the backpack on, we can have a chat and an adventure. So if you're up for that, let me know in the chat and I'll make sure I do plan for that. But up until then, thank you so much for tuning in, guys. It does mean a lot. I'm sorry there wasn't any little giveaways today, but bearing in mind this was just a little impromptu stream. I'm trying to get a few streams consistently every month to get affiliate status on Twitch, and then we can get some cool little fun emotes and channel points for you guys, some more giveaways, some sponsors. I'm glad you could join in for the stream a bit. Interested to see more foraging. Thank you, OT Biscuits. William C. Amputee, I'd watch somebody. William, all I want to watch is wildlife, hiking, fishing and foraging lives. Bell notification is on. Thanks again, dude. Rick Star NG, thank you so much, buddy. Paul Liddle, thank you so much. Honestly, I appreciate every single one of you guys on YouTube and on Twitch for coming over, joining. I can hear the kids coming now, so I'm going to roll the credits. You guys take care, and until next time.